I have no idea why I did that. Really have no idea why I did that. Got Skinny Bob, my friend Simon, CE5 Circle Channel. So we're back. The time that you guys see the link, hopefully you will. So I guess while I was hooking on, the internet went down at the same time, and I guess a whole bunch of icons disappeared, and I couldn't see any buttons on my StreamYard. So I did not know what to do with not seeing any buttons on my StreamYard. I was hyperventilating. Hey, Beth. Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much. Hope you guys are doing good. Howdy, Crimson Drums. Hello again, Mr. Christopher Rollins. Thanks a lot, brother. Man, the weather sucks. Sucks the bag. Leston, Selfie, Selif. Hello. Hey, the Lazarus Project. Thanks for coming back, my friends. Hello, Bruce. Bruce and all. Thank you very much. Old Lady Patriot 64 is in the house. Hi, Bruce. I'm getting ready to go to my granddaughter's for a late. She just disappeared. Hi, Bruce. I'm getting ready to go to my granddaughter's, says Old Lady Patriot 64, for a late Thanksgiving. That's how it is now. We do things like that way too in the family. Late, early. It's whenever we can. The ideal is to be in the family, eh? Hope you have an amazing time. Old Lady Patriot 64. Thank you very much. And happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. I had a whole bunch of people saying, Bruce, happy Thanksgiving. I'm like, it's not Thanksgiving. In the States, it is, though. So, my American friends, I wish you an amazing, happy Thanksgiving. And I don't know how that turned out on a Thursday or Wednesday if you guys got the day off and had to go back work Friday. But that would suck. Thank you very much, Scott, for confirming that you could see my beautiful face. Michael, how's it going, man? Craig, 1971's in the house. Great to be here. Let's talk about the oxygen on the moon. Oh, yes. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I'm going to go back to see the last clip I posted about the moon and read to you some important issues about, like, you see, the trolls are going to say, no, it's in the rocks. There's no oxygen up there. I posted some image in the community of the oxygen blue line that's around the moon. But you can see that there is an oxygen line around the moon. Blue, beautiful blue that's showing revealing a certain truth. The regolith rocks are supposedly 45% oxygen, but of course, it's not in a form that can access our lungs. We have rocks here, which, by the way, if you look it up, the rocks on the Earth are like the rocks on the moon. Same, vice versa. The rocks on the moon are like the rocks on Earth. There's a mosaic image of the colorful surface of the moon where it says false color of the surface. And it's not a false color of the surface because the surface has baby blue tones, has reds, yellows, browns, and grays and greens. And it's all over the surface where you can see those colors. So the actual truthful color picture image that they used, which was constructed with 53 satellite images, so they say, they said it was false color. But my telescope around Copernicus, I went to get 6 of those colors. All the colors that they're showing on the moon. Mare Serenitatis. Oh, well, it's red on the bottom of Mare Serenitatis, but it's false color. Why? When I film Mare Serenitatis on the bottom of the mare, there are red colors there. And I film with a colorful telescope, a color telescope. So we're not in 1920s here when you think of it. Tony Brooks, how's it going, man? Nice to see ya. Delicious Miles 67 is in the house. Hey, Karen. Static Bat. Thanks a lot, brother. Hey, Patty, and all members, of course, thank you so much. For those of you who took time to be members, and all of you here that are members, you are members. And the little extra was the paid member side. And let me tell you something. If you're here watching a video, whenever you guys can, that really helps also with the channel. Whether you click the bell or not, it's probably not going to work here on this channel, but subscribing to the channel, each of you that take the time to do so, not really something I ever really lingered on, but I'm looking at in the analytics, and the people that are watching this channel are not people that are subscribed, well, except for the ones of you that are. But in general, the new people that come to the channel are not subscribed. They come see the video and they don't subscribe. So subscribe. That's basically my point. And around Christmas, I will do an experiment with that witchboard, like I said. But obviously, I'm not becoming Madame Esmeralda to do some tarot reading here. It's not going to happen. But if ever something does happen with what I got, well, I will make a video and let you all know it. If nothing happens, I'm not going to even talk about it. But we could take just a quick peek, because I know a lot of you wanted to see it. And this is, again, one of the least expensive on the internet. So I just went to get that Mystifying Oracle. So that's it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have to dip it in. I have to do a bunch of rituals first. No, I'm kidding. I don't do rituals. I don't do rituals. It's a game, Hasbro. And that's how we're going to portray it. What do you guys think of Skinny Bob? I went to get it laminated. That's a CE5 Circle channel on YouTube. Simon, who is an amazing artist. And at the same time, he gets to sit beside Darla, which is my favorite artist. Always been, always will be. Now I have Simon. He drew that by hand with a sketch, proper sketching crayon, pencil. I'm not an artist. And I went to get it laminated. And that way it'll be on that wood board with the black framing around it for the rest of my life. I got Jim G's present still there, which he had sent me. Those are all the STS missions, not all of them, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 or 6 that he sent me, real badges that his brother, who passed away, rest in peace, who worked at NASA, was able to give me back some really, really cool memories and treasures. That's why I got it up on the wall, because it creates an energy. Peppy, how's it going, brother? Hard at work or hardly working? Peppy is in the room. Thank you very much. Hey, Peppy Le Pew, did you know that a lot of people say that you are me? Let's do an experiment. I want you to write hello on the screen while I put my hands up. Let's see what happens, Peppy Le Pew. Right? If you guys think I'm writing with my pecker, you're crazy. But I'm sure the trolls will try that one. Little compliment for me. I don't really mind. If you hear the keyboard, well. So Darla, Peppy Le Pew, everybody, Karen, Static Bat, Patty, Craig, everyone says that I'm you. Lots of your channels. So all of you say hello at the same time. How's it going, Darla? There's another one. Darla, say hello. I'll put my hands up so people don't think I'm you. So I don't know if you knew that, Peppy, but a lot of people say Peppy Le Pew is Bruce. Definitely Bruce. And the worst of it is I've showed my YouTube signing on, and you see I just got my 4 channels that I've always had. Yes, oxygen on the moon. Wow. It is something, excuse me, that's absolutely amazing. So, of course, there's some literally on the moon, like on the surface and the layer. So now there's going to be a lot of controversy. Hey, Bob Down. Nice to see you, Sunshine Dragon. They're going to start saying that, well, no, there's no oxygen breathable. And that's what they say. I'm not going to change what the news and what everyone says. Well, actually, not the news, because the news doesn't really talk about the moon. It's coming. Truth is coming. They say that there's a gas around the moon that is what they consider that small atmosphere that's around the moon. Well, we could see again in the community. I posted the oxygen blue line. You could clearly see it when you take a nice image with a camera and or with a telescope. Telescope's obviously a little bit more revealing, and to see it, simple. No manipulation, no need for any high saturation or anything. You just take a picture, and the colors that come from around the moon are blue. And you see with my big telescope leaving the moon, you can also see that there's a beautiful blue sky around the moon. So I believe that being on the moon, looking up in the sky, you would see a blue sky, right? You would see the stars at night and you would see a blue sky during the day, I believe. Super Dave. How's it going, man? Super Dave, I really appreciate you stopping by, bro. Always supporting the channel. We had some fun again on Super Dave, as we always do on the live streams. And yeah, so man, you're as awake as any one of us out there, Super Dave 44, and you know about what was it, the hokey pokey or the ogly mokey or whatever you had used the term for that silly thing that's occurring that we use as the pandemic. But I think it's cool that you're pushing out some information, that information. I think people should have their own choice to do what they want with their bodies. I love you, man. And thanks for stopping by. Evo or Ivo, hello, hola, muchas gracias. Thank you very much, Darla. And it wasn't too long to come back. So there must have been that connection that failed. It was something in the air. When I say something in the air, I didn't go see with my own eyes the sun like I usually do because it's pouring rain and now snowing. It's been about, I'd say about 20, 25 minutes of snowing. Just to say a little bit of a snow in the air, no accumulation yet. I have an errand to do, so I'm happy I was able to come on because after this I'm off to do an errand and then come back. And yeah, oxygen on the moon. They've been hiding the channel for the longest time. In 2016, I came to that conclusion, literally with the footage that I was showing. So if it's not clouds, well, we're seeing some type of gas, maybe around the moon, or smokes or haze, but we're still seeing something. That's for sure. Electrolysis. I want to talk about that today. A basic of electrolysis, because some people don't understand what do they mean about, what would we have to do to be able to produce oxygen. And let us not forget, NASA, the prime target has always been with the moon, learning how to create oxygen on it. For those of you who don't know where I saw that information, it was from NASA themselves. Check it out. And that's exactly what they've always said, to create oxygen on the moon. So 45% oxygen, adding energy to create the oxygen. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what they do in the atmosphere. Hopefully they won't shut us down, because there's chemicals that are used to create oxygen when you're terraforming. Why am I whispering? When you're terraforming the moon, I'm thinking maybe the AI has ears. And those chemicals and light, right, in the air. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that also. So maybe some of the lights that we're seeing with these massive emanation of smokes and hazes coming from these UFOs is a real top secret thing that we just saw. And it could be humans making oxygen on the moon. And again, if that's not just the beings that are on the surface of the moon flying around themselves trying to hide the surface, like we do here, probably with the chemtrails. Add a little bit of poison in that too at the same time. Bruce, I watched at Astro last night, the film with Brad Pitt. As I was watching it, I thought of you. Bases on the Moon and Mars, etc. Have you watched it? I have not. Crimson Drum, thanks again for being a member, you guys and gals. I didn't look at it, but I am going to look at the trailer and probably eventually will look at the movie. I don't look at movies. I started recently, guys, because a lot of you are telling me, did you see that movie? It's like literally what you're saying is on the moon. So, geez, there's a lot of truth inside the movies, right? Like seriously, a lot of truth in the movies, I think, definitely. Sometimes certain terms and or words are used and that we see down the road later on, they certainly happen, So, and I assume that watching the film, what you wanted to tell me is that I look like Brad Pitt. I know I get it a lot. Anyways, so no, not. But I haven't seen it, and I'm gonna have to check it out. But so yeah, so Crimson Drums are talking what moon bases and Mars and stuff. So that's interesting. It's interesting that they're bringing it into the movies. It's maybe a little bit of some truth, right? But very interested with that electrolysis that could be occurring on the moon, that we could be seeing some of those lights and occurring. But we see different types of lights, right? We see explosions. We see lights that are stationary, lights that are taking off from the moon, which is totally exciting to see. Hard to believe, but totally exciting to see and come to that conclusion. Cubby, how's it going? Hello, hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. Love and hugs, Bruce from Michigan. Thank you very much, Guppy. And happy Thanksgiving to you, my American friends. Thank you very much. Beth Noyes. No, yes. I always say no, yes. I try to make a Beth Noyes, a Spanish, anyway, little ring to it. We have Mr. Peter Benton. Hey, bro. I love you, man. I love those videos, man. You're a good artist, bro. A good mixer, man. I had some fun with that. I mean, that was awesome. Check out Peter Benton's channel, the 2-3 last videos, and all his UFO videos. This is one that was really cool, this capture. But he made a dub mix. It was incredible. With some of my voice and of course his instruments and stuff digitally that he put into the thing was awesome. It was fun and obviously about trolls. So go and encourage him, give him a thumbs up. I thought it would have been cool if everyone headed over to give him a thumbs up if they thought the song was pretty cool. It was awesome. I thought it was a cool gesture, man. And thanks for appreciating the work too, man, and the videos. Really appreciate that. Carlos Skywatcher, hi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Shokoi. Aloha to Paris, Bruce, and the room. Thank you very much. Oh, you do? Well, thank you very much for liking the background, Christine. Thank you. Thank you. The other background is a bit more professional, but sometimes I like seeing the setup inside of the house too, anyways, and looks a little bit more home, like home. I find a lot of people use their own offices and views and my antique wallpaper and everything. Thanks a lot, Lazarus Project. Yeah, definitely. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone. Carol Lewis, how's it going? Southwest Missouri in the house. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Hey, Romain Clavaron, comment ça va, mon frère? Ça me fait plaisir, man. Hi, everybody. Thanks a lot, Annette. Yeah, Thanksgiving to you all. Guys, really cool. How's it going? Alan, the moon is colorful. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Yeah, it's so colorful. And what I'm going to do here, you mentioned it. Why not get into it right away? I'm going to go see. I assume I can see it. Yes. All right. So what I'll do is, here we go. I'm going to share the screen a bit, guys. I'll be right back. Hey, Michelle. Hey, everyone. Found any more numbers? Hi, Bruce. Found any more numbers? No, I'm still looking. And Bob's down is talking about the numbers on the moon, obviously, because the moon, we see numbers on the surface like literal. I've seen a 1, a 2, and a 3. I've seen 5 and 6. I've not seen an 8 or a 7, but I've seen 1 to 5, 1 to 6 on the moon, and I've seen A, B, and C, and D, and E, and F, and even a G. But again, whether it be optical illusion or not, I don't know, but still very, very cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the screen now. Yeah, there's some. So actually, bear with me, my friends. I'm going to put it in full screen also. Screenshot was canceled. Okay. Let's try it again. Something in the air, and I can feel it anywhere. All right. I'm going to share the screen. There you go, y'all. I'm going to bring this down for you all. And we're going to look at something cool. Didn't really have to go in at full screen. And whether you see the words or not, it doesn't really matter because this is what I want you to see. This is said to be a mosaic, a colored, hang on. An artificially colored mosaic constructed from a series of 53 images, taken through 3 spectral filters by Galileo's imaging system. As the spacecraft flew over the northern regions of the moon on December 7th, and this is in 1992, way back in the olden days, the colors indicate different materials. I want to talk about that. This and over here, whether you see it or not, again, I'm going to explain it to you. This false color, these are okay. I'm going to explain after why I'm tripping out, why there's always the mention of the false color. Okay. This false color mosaic was constructed from, so yeah. So you get it. You get the idea. Okay. When you look at this image, okay, right here, let's zoom up. I guess we can't. Can we? Okay. Can we zoom up anymore? When you're looking at this image, okay, um, Copernicus crater, Tycho crater, and all these areas where you see this vivid blue right here, like an aqua green blue, and especially up here. I say on top, it's not on top. You can see the moon shifted around, but those colors, I get those with the telescope. Like the telescope literally catches those. You guys have seen me show Mare Serenitatis here, these exact colors, and look at this. Just to tell you that rectangle I show you all, you could see it here, but very badly, which seems to me, unless their filters were crap, should have showed up a lot. But at the bottom of Mare Serenitatis, this line here, you got Bessel crater in it. But at the bottom here, these reds are there. The blue is there. They say it's gray and it's just an image of the blue, but I get it with my telescope. All these colors and the reds that are around here are seeping from all the craters. I see this. So, anyways, just thought it was cool that they say, and this yellow line along Plato crater is there on the surface. We always see it. So they say it's with a special spectral, image in 1992. This, I mean, horrendous. Look at the view. Look at that. That's, oh my God, pixelated and all. Horrible when you think of it. The Moon Treaty. What is the Moon Treaty? Oh, Moon Treaty disappeared. Let's go back to the Moon Treaty. So there it is, the colors. But again, I'm warning you right now, they say that it's artificially colored, and I'm not telling you that this is the color of the surface from this image, but I'm confirming to you that with my telescope, I see all these colors on the surface. And I believe that's how colorful the surface is of the moon. It's just my belief. The agreement governing the activities of states on the moon and other celestial bodies, that is the Moon Treaty. Quite a while, too. Better known as the Moon Treaty or Moon Agreement, is multilateral treaty that turns jurisdiction, if you know what jurisdiction means, of all celestial bodies, including the orbits around such bodies, over to the participant countries. So, can you guess which countries I would name that are in charge of the moon? The United States, Soviet Union, Russia, People's Republic of China, Communist Party. They're the ones on the moon, right? I mean, okay, England, India starting to participate now, but I'm telling you, the ones in charge signed that treaty: United States, Russia, and China. Those are the three that signed that treaty. So if you don't find that interesting, I'm very careful when I go and look at the images, but this one is not copywritten. If you all want to use it in your own videos, you can come and access it right here in Moon Treaty on Wikipedia. Before returning right away to the surface, actually, I'll stop sharing. There we go. Be right back, everyone. I mean, listen, that is a mosaic, right? But the colors that you're seeing are actually, I swear to you, the colors that are appearing exactly the way they're showing it like that. When I saw that, I flipped out. I said, wow, they're showing an actual color footage of the moon and they're going to admit that this color. No, they say that it's false color mosaic. So, wow. Christy, oh, Peter Benton, sorry, mixed up the colors. Man, thank you so much, bro. I'm the one that's supposed to be thanking you, man, for doing just for being an awesome support, bro, on all angles. I love you for it. Really appreciate it. And yep, right here. Another thing which is very interesting, and if I talk about it right now, that we'll be able to get in and talk about it later. So let's see. Well, I could share the screen, I guess. Why not? Want to be careful with what I'm sharing. Thanks again, Peter. Thanks, everybody. And welcome, everyone. We're going to share the screen to go see something else. It's pretty cool. Talk a little bit about the electrolysis and the new things coming out on the internet here and there. Even news media talking about a lot of extremely cool things. So let's see here. So the moon's top layer alone has enough oxygen to sustain. Oh, okay, let me start over. The moon's top layer alone, it's like I can't get it in my head, has enough oxygen to sustain 8 billion people for 100,000 years. And take a look over here at when that was written. Often we look up these little bits of information, and Google lets us know when they were said and the dates and the time that they were said. Well, November 10th, 2021 at 2:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when this came out here. Maybe it came out even before that, but I do believe it was November 10th. But seriously, a few things. The breadth of oxygen. Oxygen can be found in many of the minerals in the ground around us, right? And the moon is mostly made of the same rocks you'll find on Earth. And little things that you want to hear, right? Although with a slightly greater amount of material that came from meteors, the cities. No, anyways, theoretically, but think of it. The extra stuff that's on the moon is what came from, the material from the meteors, which obviously was formed, so they say, by splashing, right? So big explosion, ejecta comes up into the air, it dries, it solidifies immediately. It keeps the oxygen in it, or let's just say the atmosphere in it, and then crashes down to the ground in these odd shapes and forms. And that's a little bit about what they say about the structures and anomalies on the moon. So it can go both ways, right? People can remain stuck on what I say, but you shouldn't even remain stuck on what I say. You should look at both ways, whether it could be so or it could be not so. But there's both options that are just as much evidence into each its own field of proof of exactly what's on that moon. Minerals exist in a few different forms, including hard rock, dust, gravel, and stones covering the surface. It gets interesting. This material has resulted from the impacts of meteorites crashing into the lunar surface over countless millennia. So they say, right? Here's another thing that's very controversial. They brought up some good points here. The soil. When scientists and people working on the moon, so they say, when they talk about the dirt or lunar dirt, they call it soil. Do you have any idea what soil is? Soil's not just dirt, right? Soil creates life, right? But as soil, I'm hesitant, they say, to use this term because, of course, they're hiding it. Anyway, theoretically, soil as we know it is pretty magical stuff. That only occurs here on Earth. So then why call it soil? And why call the mares mares when mares means the sea? The only reason why it's la mare is because it's Latin and it was found out a long time ago, is from what I can see. Some people call the moon's surface layer lunar soil. So that's really cool. So get this. The moon's regolith, and then I'll get right back to it, but this was important, is made up approximately of 45% oxygen. But that oxygen is tightly bound into the minerals mentioned above. In order to break apart those strong bonds, we need to put in energy. So what do they mean? You might be familiar with this if you know about electrolysis. On Earth, this process is commonly used in manufacturing, such as to produce aluminum. An electrical current is passed through a liquid form of aluminum oxide, thus keeping in mind that the chemtrails here also have aluminum oxide. Anyways, commonly called alumina, right? Via electrodes to separate the aluminum from the oxygen. In this case, the oxygen is produced as a byproduct On the moon, the oxygen would be the main product, and the aluminum, love when they say that, or other metal extracted would be a potentially useful byproduct. It's a pretty straightforward process, but there's a catch. It's very energy hungry to be sustainable. It would need to be supported by solar energy or, get this, other energy sources available on the moon. So just that in itself is extremely interesting, right? About the electrolysis and about them, wanting to do that on the moon. Maybe this is what they're already doing in the atmosphere of the moon, is terraforming, applying products, getting rid of the argon, the aluminum. But again, argon, hydrogen, that's what's in the atmosphere of the moon, and that contains oxygen. So we're just talking about one level. The surface layer has enough oxygen to sustain life for 8 billion people for 100,000 years on the moon. Can you imagine that? So can we assume that there could be some moss, some vegetation, some type of growth on the moon without necessarily saying that there are forests? But again, I'm not ruling that out. I was just about to say thank you to one second. Having a hard time today. Hey, Ed's Emporium. And thanks, Peter. Thanks, you guys, for everything. What turns gas turns to blue gas at a low space like temperature? Domes. Moon, big silver spoon reflecting portion of Earth, transparent moon. Lots of great suggestions, lots of great ideals, man. I hope you're doing good, Ed's Emporium. I love the name, man. I hope everything's okay at work. I hope everything's good, man. So, the gas. What would fire look like on the moon or in space? Oh, you see the cable guys here, guys. If ever I cut off, you guys, we'll have to, I don't know, probably do the stream a bit later or tonight. We are doing another stream tonight, but I see the cable guy there flashing. I don't know what's going to happen. Crossing my fingers. In the space station, they show what a lighter does and the fire and the gas, and you have a very small blue flame, and you don't have any of the red in it. There's no spunk in the fire, and it would be hard to maintain a fire, they say. But again, that's if we can consider that there was a low oxygen, on the moon. Gulzar Ali, hello. Thanks, you guys. Annie from Norway, hello. We must be clear. Yes, this is not a joke. It ain't. Darn right about that. It ain't no joke. What we're seeing on the moon, maybe they're never going to mention it to us, or they're going to keep it hidden. But it's going on. It's definitely going on. The stats. How's it going? And Tere, I also have to say thank you. Thank you very much. The stats, I appreciate that so much. Also, on myevent.com, on my donation fundraiser, I have Tere Mikland, or Terje Mikland is what I say. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. But I thank you very much for the generous contribution. Danny Perrault and Crawlface. Thanks, you guys. Can't thank you all enough for the generous help and support. LT Gold's in the house. Thanks for being a member, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. What are you in Canada? That's what we got here, man. Christmas trees. And you know what? I bet you the moon's full of just exactly those. Colder weather. They're good to do, to last long, too, the Christmas trees in cold enough weather. There's some in Antarctica. Definitely. Thanks again, the stats. We're sharing everything out, guys. John, how's it going? Oh, you were probably right about that. But yeah, that's a lot of people were telling me that when they talk about the dirt on the moon, it's soil is mentioned. And they did do a test, whether they went or not. I'm not going to fight about it, but it's said that they went to the moon. Apollo 17 would have done some tests, dug some lines and trenches. I don't know what they were doing, whether they were planting potatoes or what, but there was some type of soil test that was done. And when it was mentioned, they mentioned that it was a soil test. Those of you who didn't see yet, go into the community. I got a couple of pictures up of the oxygen that you can see around the moon in a straight up shot, no filters, no catches, and no manipulation. It exists. Oxygen does exist on the moon. We don't know how much. We'll probably never know how much exists on the moon either. Well, thank you, Beth. Just a Friday. Thank you. Much love. So, do you think the moon is brighter because of the atmosphere? Looks brighter lately. Yes, of course. Yes, exactly. You know, the clouds, sun reflecting on the clouds. Does it rain on the moon? Maybe it rains on the moon. So, water in different forms. What would it look like? Gases around, you know? Is that the swamp gas that they're talking about around the moon? I think it's pretty exciting. And when you see enough smoke or cloud around the moon, you have to wonder, is it just smoke? Would can we produce enough smoke around Earth, not clouds, smoke, to hide the whole surface? Well, I think we're going to use clouds for that. Seems to me. There's no way in my mind, Beth, and thanks again, you guys. There's no way in my mind that the moon would not have vegetation. I think it's a bit silly thinking it. Actually, that's how I see it. And again, the trolls will say it a lot. Bruce always says, confirms. He has 100% proof that there's oxygen and vegetation on the moon. Nope. But check out my oxygen image in the community. So with the camera, over the years, a lot of the people that are well known and appreciated on YouTube don't even have telescopes. They came up with these amazing logical theories where people say, wow, that's true. This could be really real, what the person's saying, and we buy into it. But when we look at images that confirm what people have been saying over the years, it's because they either knew something or they came up with some great conclusions to what could be going on, theories, assumptions. The moon has people on it, is what I believe. Yes, Gate Smasher. Ooh, rah. Thank you, brother. Thanks, you guys. Jay, how's it going? I'm still a fan, but lately he mostly just rehashes old clips. Alex, I'm still a fan. Oh, well, that's too bad. The trolls always wanted me to rehash old clips, eh? Well, I just got a UFO in the last video, so it's not an old clip. I'm one of the only ones that always performs nude clips. Be a good boy, Jay, with the horns, because I'll block your ass. You got to like me, Jay. Everyone likes Bruce. Bruce is exposing the moon. Everyone has to like me when they come here, right? No, of course not. Of course not. But rehashing old clips, you mean like NASA does? 60-year-old images that all the channels are showing? Hey, I found a structure in the moon in a 65-year-old image of the moon. Well, good luck with that. Aluminum oxide, the fuel used in shuttle boosters. Yes, also. And they're spraying it. And there's a reason for that. Eh? I don't know if it supposedly brings the water droplets and clouds to form and become heavier so that rain will fall down faster. There's lots of excuses for why they're using the aluminum oxide. But and dude, if I'm showing old clips, Jay, why the hell come back? It's like, Hi, Bruce. Nice seeing you on JC's shows. Thank you very much. Jotlo Beyond Mystic 003. Also, great channel. Talks about gold and silver also. Has tower readings. Talks about spirituality. And has Bruce on to talk about the moon and a bunch of other cool people. Jerome, thank you very much, man. And I thank all you guys that are over on JC's channel that took the time to come over and check my channel. Really appreciate that. Cable truck is still outside, stressing me out. Second time he came here today. Should I ask him what he's doing? Should I go film it, like live stream? Me going to ask him? Thanks a lot, Darla. Yeah, they're greatly appreciated the likes. Hey, Sab the Seeker's in the house. How's it going? Hey, Brucey baby. How's it going, man? My alien friend. I brought this up about oxygen in the moon. My family thought I was insane. Yes, I'm that person in the family. Yes, same here. That's me too, Beth. Also, do you think the moon is brighter because of the atmosphere? So yes, that's an important question. And I absolutely agree that it's possible. Why is it brighter? It's not a bright celestial body. That's the worst of it. It's a dead body, they say, right? Dead floating body in space. And I don't think it is. And the lights would make very much sense that, yes, it's the atmosphere. It happens when we come into Earth's orbit. It happens even in a Star Wars movie when they're coming in, and there's that period where there's that blinding light until you get through the atmosphere, that first layer, stratosphere, and all that. And then it appears. It would make perfect sense when you think of it. Absolutely. Gate Smasher, hoorah, is in the house. Thanks a lot. Well, that's one way to end the stream, Bruce, by cutting the feed. Cutting the feed. Did I cut the feed? Yeah. Are you having the same problems I had yesterday? You have to refresh. When you come back, the feed will pop up and appear. No, I didn't take the stream away or feed away from it from anyone. And it's not just subscribers only either. You don't even have to subscribe to come to my streams. In reality, not everyone wants to subscribe. I get it. But I wish you did. In reality. The Vatican, another touchy subject I love touching on. Can't stand them. It should be. Did you see? And don't bring it up if you do know what I'm talking about. But did you see the new image that they put in the American Catholic University? A new image of God, and the image of God is someone we know here on earth that has had over, I think, 8 criminal records, is now Jesus Christ. The Catholic University. See, I would be a good shit disturber. I like talking about all these things, but I don't get into details about it because they close down channels. But boy, are things getting juicy. Everything that's going on out there, crazy stuff. This is better news than the UAP report. Love. Thanks, KM. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. We talk about it. More truth than what they're revealing, actually. That's absolutely true. Imagine smokes and hazes on the moon. It could be electrolysis. Now that we talked about electrolysis, which I should have mentioned a bit more in detail of the last video, people would have maybe said, whoa, could it be that? When you think of it. San C, thanks a lot for being here, my friend. Nice to see ya. Thanks to Stats. Dwayne Ayers from Southern Indiana. Thanks a lot, Dwayne. Thanks for supporting the channel, you guys. Hey, Maya Janai. How's it going, my dear friend? Exactly. If there are trees up there too, then the oxygen is infinite. Absolutely. Absolutely. And in the next video, I'm going to show you the surface of the moon with a close-up showing, bringing the lights down where I show all of Copernicus crater. Sorry, wrong. Tycho crater. If I've been saying Copernicus all along, I meant Tycho. The newest crater, they say, right? Like only like 1 million years old compared to the other ones, right? Compared to 4 billion years. But green, the white reflective areas that you see on the moon could be a green surface. And they have lights there. I don't know how the hell they're doing it, but it's not a natural occurrence on the surface. So they need energy to make electrolysis. Well, can we assume that maybe there are nuclear plants on the moon or some type of energy, solar energy? They need some type of energy to be producing things also for transportation and everything, electricity, for lights. Advanced or not, as a race, they must need to see, right? Wow, guys, 3 cable trucks here. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on. Please keep me up. Oh, thanks for asking, Gates. Hoorah, still like a parade outside. No accumulation yet whatsoever. And we haven't had any snow at all accumulate here, around here and around the Montreal regions. Start going a bit north, well, then you're getting like Laurentians and stuff. There's been snow there probably for a couple of weeks. But here, no snow yet. It's not cold either. It's very reasonable. The temperature, the water has been freezing the past 2 or 3 weeks at night. It freezes and unthaws, but no snow yet. Last year, December 11th was the day we got the first snowstorm here. So crossing my fingers. November 26th, I took a picture actually on December 11th, 2020, and that was the last day of green grass. The grass was still growing in December, not fast, but literally still growing. I got people still telling me I'm catching flies. Guys, the flies are dead. It's been a couple of weeks. Okay, we're in Canada here. There's no more flies in my images, and you shouldn't be seeing any more outside either, unless it gets really hot. Well, they come back. It's like in a flash of an instant. I've seen insects here in the winter on a warm winter day. Was it snails or whatever was roaming around? It was weird, totally weird. But this has been occurring for a couple of years now, is that the nature and everything's, the thaws are different, and they last longer. They don't last so long. It's interesting, really interesting. Thanks again, Beth. Thanks, Eds. And thanks, Peter. Alfredo, how's it going? Hi, Bruce. Do you think that there is enough oxygen on the moon to support vegetable life? In theory, I would love to believe that it's possible. I do, though. I honestly believe that, assuming, just an assumption, I would assume that there is vegetation and a growable soil on the moon. Like, no, obviously in the bottom of the craters where it's a lot colder, there probably won't be any vegetation. But like here, we have Christmas trees. In Canada, when it gets really, really cold, those trees are nice and green. So there could be some type of vegetation there. Absolutely. I believe it. I believe they did tests on the surface of the moon to see if maybe vegetation could grow. Like, literally spend 3 days scattering and planting seeds to go back with a drone or something and land it to check out to see if maybe something's growing up there. I believe it, I mean, listen, they're growing on the ISS space station, fruits and vegetables and stuff. Why could they not be trying it on the moon? The moon's closer to the sun, no matter how you look at it, depending on when we're rotating. So if we're rotating in synchronous orbit, the moon should have the same or more vegetation, or maybe less vegetation than Earth. But I believe it. I go out on a limb there and saying it, but I believe it. Thanks again, LT Gold, for being here. Yeah, they can be doing that, Annie. Thanks. Making smoke on the surface to hide the surface. And yeah. And that's what we're going to go see in the video here in a minute. I want to start a GoFundMe for a camping trip on the moon. I'm dying of sheeple syndrome. Yes. Yeah, good one. Absolutely. So real quickly here, I'm going to share the screen once again for you all. Hope you don't mind. Trying to get some, live footage at the same time. And stick around. That other guy that says we look at old clips, we're going to look at the video we looked at yesterday. Let's do this. Am I on full screen? Yes, I am. So now that we know about the electrolysis and we look at this, I'm on the right place too. In the atmosphere, right? The smokes and hazes. Hang on here. Let's do it good. While we're watching the UFOs arriving. See, I'm repeating what I'm saying. Old clip. East side. UFOs arriving to the moon. But recently I showed a smoke cover or cloud cover. But the thing is that I'm seeing lights reacting under the cloud cover. Like here, is this electrolysis? What are these objects? Some of them look like biological creatures letting off gases on the bottom there. You can clearly see it. But the top right one will zoom in. And it's the one that is absolutely mind-boggling, where look at all that smoke. I don't know if you know it. That smoke would be high enough off the moon for us to see it like that. And I don't think it's smoke. It looks like cloud smoke to me when you think of it. But what about the lights underneath? Why are there flashing lights? Like, any idiot understands that I'm pressed up close to the surface, but there's no pixelation. It's the smoke going by. No pixelation here. You don't see any squares showing up. You just see the light showing up on the surface. So why is that light stationary? Why is it showing up? Are they doing electrolysis? Is it lightning? Is it a UFO craft taking off? So you see there's lots of different events where we see these lights on the surface. So it could be many, many reasons. What the hell is that? Changing directions too. So what gets to me is that these things change directions, and this one's not smoking at all. It's just looks like it's got wings or something going wider and less wide. And there's that light that appears off side of it, like maybe 100 kilometers away from it. Maybe not so much because I'm zoomed up, maybe 70 kilometers, 50. Oh, you can see it. Oh, a little bit of pixelation there. I mean, everybody understands what pixelation is, right? I hope, right? Why does NASA show us asteroids with pixels around it? Well, because they measure the light in the pixels and they can tell how close and how far away they are. Speaking of asteroids, right? What about the asteroid that recently launched? DART is saying that in 2022, they are going to hit the other asteroid, I guess. And what is that going to do? It's going to, cause many shards or slivers to come spiraling towards Earth a bit smaller. So what are they doing with the DART? Did you know that they're going to destroy an asteroid? They're going to try to destroy an asteroid to save Earth. That's right. What happens if they are off target? What happens if when they blow that object up, it splits in two? Dipopsis or diposis is the object that asteroid, the other asteroid, which I did not mention yet, is rotating around that system in the constellation of, is it Libra or Lyra? I think it is Libra, the constellation of Libra. So in 2022, it's supposed to hit October, I think, or something like that, to destroy this massive asteroid coming. So now I had an epiphany yesterday. I had this vision, this thought as I was sleeping, not dreaming, it's a vision when I woke up, and I said, wow, all those lights that we saw leaving and coming to Earth in the past couple of years could be something major happening in space, like something really serious in space that is coming towards Earth, but a few years down the road. Maybe we're seeing the first signs only of these changes. The climate change, La Palma, which, by the way, is rocking it all up its way to about 70 days now. I'm not sure, give or take approximately the number of the days. It's still going strong, creating a lot of lava. So basically, La Palma Island, the Canary Island, is a volcano. I think it's safe to say that the whole bloody island is a volcano. I don't know if you've all been following it, but there's been some pretty impressive videos, I'm telling you, that have been showing up on the internet, on Canaria TV. They're always filming it 24/7. So DART, I was interested in that. The agency's double asteroid redirection test. Get something in me to drink. Sorry, guys. I've been coughing this week. The agency's double asteroid redirection test, DART, that's what it stands for. Double asteroid redirection test. Mission launched at 10:20 p.m. local time on Tuesday night, November 23rd, 1:20 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, EDT, I think stands for, or 6:20 GMT time, whatever, from Space Launch Complex 4 here at, not here, but as they say there, in Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. So what is it? What's happening? Why is it launched? Vandenberg Space Force in California, NASA's launched its first planetary defense mission. So let's keep that in mind, that it's it's NASA's first, so they say, many secret projects they're hiding. But anyways, NASA has launched its first planetary defense mission to, actually, are you guys, am I sharing this? Okay, good. Sorry, I thought I was sharing the screen there. So yeah, Vandenberg launched its first planetary defense mission to practice what the agency might do if planet Earth were threatened by a wayward asteroid. So, guys, don't worry about it. There were billions of dollars spent to send this out to space to explode an asteroid, but it's just a test. It's just a test. So they say. The agency's double asteroid redirection test, we'll say DART mission, is something else. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and DART on NASA's first planetary defense test to intentionally crash into an asteroid. NASA spokesperson Mary Lewis said during a live broadcast of the launch, and that's how the news came out. So, very interesting. I'd show you an image of the rocket, what it looks like, and obviously yesterday what I caught could be debris, it could be anything, but it's definitely not a bird, and it's definitely something that was looking like it was closer to us than close to the moon. Again, the reason why you saw the moon in that was only because the moon was in the line of view from where I was filming, but I really don't think it was close to the moon. But I'm looking for the information about the asteroid, the name of the asteroid, and where it was supposed to go back out, because that was something interesting I saw the other day. I think that would be the best here. Right. Just to see if I have any more information to give you guys. And then, there it is. Right. Testing method. Originally, the European Space Agency and NASA has had independent plans for missions to test asteroid deflection. So, guys, they're really doing a test to try to deflect an asteroid. So that means if there's a big asteroid coming towards Earth that maybe they would want to deflect one day in the near future, that they would see what that would do, possibly. But it will deliberately crash a space probe into the double asteroid Didymus moon and Dimorphos to test how the momentum of a spacecraft impact could deflect an asteroid on a collision course with Earth. Interesting. DART was successfully launched on November 24th, for those of you who don't know, with collision slated for 26 September 2022. So the 26th of September 2022, are we still going to be here, is when it's going to hit. So we'll be looking for that. DART is a joint project between NASA and the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, APL, administered by NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office. Now, don't forget, there's a complete coordination office for planetary defense, right? With several NASA laboratories and offices providing technical support, presence, and who knows, and international partners such as the space agencies of Europe, Italy, and Japan. So we got some more countries into this now, are contributing to related of or subsequent projects. In August 2018, NASA approved the project to start the final design and assembly phase. So there's a bit more information about the asteroid and what's going to happen. So this is a big enough asteroid also, and they're going to be doing some tests to see if they can divert as a mission. Imagine, I mean, that is like, whoa, really interesting. Jerome, there would have to be some sort of atmosphere to have smoke or clouds of any kind. Jerome, thanks for bringing that up. There's another a good one, so people can say yes or no. There's nothing up there. If what I'm seeing is a smoke or something, well, smoke is vapor, and yes, there's, definitely would have to be an atmosphere there for that to occur, for us to see smoke in its gaseous form or physical form. Or do you think there's enough oxygen on the moon to support vegetable life? Again, and that was another good question, Alfredo. And yes, definitely do. Space Cow, how's it going? Hello to you. The stats, I'm glad to have made it. Thank you very much, Sansi. Yeah, there's another good question. Why were we testing biodomes? Exactly. Which, hey, that's a heck of a good one, and not enough people mention that. Probably on the moon, there are many biodomes, right? That's possibly the domes that we're seeing there. Well, the oxygen image is an image I took with a camera there. But if you're saying the blue could be refraction or chromatic aberration around the moon, sure. It could also be around Earth. But when we see a picture of Earth and they show the blue oxygen blue line around Earth, they say it's oxygen, not refraction. So, yeah, absolutely, John. Like I said, there's nothing that you can rule out, right? I believe the moon's inhabited. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I said, that's my belief. I'm not hiding it. I actually wanted to be one of the first ones to pass off for the nuts and admit to, yes, I believe there's lots of people up there. Human or alien, I don't really know. I don't really care, actually. I'm interested to the fact that there's another system operating alongside of Earth's planet, Earth. Like, what the heck is going on? Last stream, we had some amazing topics, guys, talking about, is it possible the moon was brought there? Is it possible it's a UFO that they could be, I've brought a soil on it? Of course. I think it's amazing, the idea. How big of a project can it be? Well, there's no limits to anything. It's just time and effort, right? And a length of time could be longer building large objects like that. But again, that's just thinking with the tools that we have here on Earth, the tools that some other beings could have in space. And don't forget, in space, laws of physics don't relate to the laws of physics here on Earth. Everything changes with different temperatures and different height levels. It's always changing. The speed of light changes, the speed of sound, everything changes at different heights and levels and temperatures. So the speed of, Mach 4 here on Earth is not Mach 4 on, around Venus. It'll be a very large difference in the speed, whether a lot more or a lot less, time dilation and all that. I mean, you'd have to be a genius, I think, to be able to explain it all. And I'm far from it, but it's brought me to a lot of fields to study in, and it's very interesting. And again, I study from what I see on my images, and I come to very quick conclusions to what I am seeing can actually be. And again, it's not just me speaking about my research. There's a lot of people that have spoken up for the research and said that there is some truth to what I'm showing scientifically also. So, facts are important things to integrate in theories. I get it, but it's not against the law to have an exaggerated theory. I don't believe I've said any exaggerated yet, but reptilians and stuff, for me, that's exaggerated. I'm not saying I don't believe it. It's that we don't have that information. Hey, what's your God look like? Never seen him. So I'm leaving that open, right? If you don't have the proof, Moonlians. Yes. The Mooninians. They call the people of the moon the Mooninians. Very Italian people. Oliver Klein, thanks for being here, my friend. That's oxygen level on the moon as on a 12,000 feet high mountain in Peru. Yeah, there's another thing. Mount Everest, right? 12,000 feet or 10,000 feet difference with the Apennine Mountains, the highest point in mountains on the surface of the moon, right? The higher you climb, the less oxygen there is. So obviously the oxygen is pressed up close to the surface. And here they're saying, well, the rocks have oxygen, but for your lungs to access that 45% oxygen, we're going to have to zap the hell out of the rocks and, create electrolysis and terraform the moon. And so that would explain many flashes and explosions and sparks. We could think that too if we talk about terraforming the moon, right? Oxygen on the moon. Oxygen on the moon. Think of it. I believe this is slow disclosure where they're going to start saying that. And don't forget, they're not ever going to admit someone's up there. They're going to admit first, I believe, theoretically that possibly there could be some moss or vegetation and stuff. You see the Chinese image from China, JAXA? They showed a surface, very wet, dark soil with green moss that was stuck all over the wheels of the lander, of the object going around. Okay, so look at it like you want. There is greenery on the surface, and don't forget the reason why they say that they have a black and white camera is because there's a protective layer over top. We would put your friggin' protective layer in color so we can see it. There's a protective layer over everything that lands on Mars, and there's a protective layer over everything that lands on the moon. And you see things in black and white because there's a protective layer against, I don't know, sun, whatever, right? Yeah, right. I don't believe that. The moon can be just like Earth, honestly, just like Earth. Moomins. Yeah. Moominians. The Mooninians. I like that one. Live in a sad world, eh? The stats. They're growing vegetables in Mars. Thank you, Badger Girl. Badger Girl 302. They're growing vegetables in Mars. So she believes that. Okay. Everything is in the inside of the planet. Badger Girls, that's a theory that I actually really appreciate. We could assume that it's also the way it is here on Earth, that we have things hidden inside of our planet. There's probably some hidden on the moon or on Mars, as you say. That is right, my friend. You said it. You said it. Once you're awake, you'll never go back. And it's true, eh? No matter what the religion, or the beliefs, the cultures that we have, when we see a piece of the truth, even though we can't explain why there's something there, we know it. And like you said it well. Once you're awake, we know it. Annie, thank you so much. How kind of you. I got a lot of people, Annie, that come by here from Norway that support the channel. They take the time to speak in English to me on the channel. I love you guys for it. It's awesome. People, just to set the record straight, I didn't comment anything bad like penny bunnies. Oh, yeah, that actually, I'm going to bring that up real quickly, darling. Don't worry. We'll make a scene about it. Last video, something was said on Penny Bunny's video. We saw another channel there attacking at the same time. And the things were said that Darla was writing nasty comments, and so was Bruce writing nasty comments. We had won't name the channel. There was a Cindy there confirming that happened. Not cool. But Darla, I hope you don't feel bad about that, because I know and I can confirm you didn't say F all nowhere, because Darla doesn't say bad words. Because if she did, she would say what I want her to say to the trolls, and she doesn't. Tell them to F off. And Darla doesn't have a dirty mouth like other people do, like that Penny Bunny. So, yeah. And if those of you just wondering who Penny Bunny is, the Curious Bunny, aka Penny Bunny 2.0, she hangs around with Tony Mirando, and we have guys. It's a serious problem that even brought tears to my eyes. The guy is pedo. It's a serious situation. The people that are hanging out there with that guy, I want nothing to do with. And just watch the mean people that she's hanging around with. Don't go there with your kids, and don't let her know that you have kids, because it's a very concerning thing. But again, she has it on her cover image, Darla, going down the rabbit hole, and I think she saw her future or fate, because that's definitely what's happening with our Penny. No mention on her hair. No, Bruce, he asked, and I was desponding about Secure Team, bro. About Secure Team. Hold on, Jay. That's another asshole. Secure Team. Tyler. He played me, boy. Played the fiddle. Too bad. He doesn't want to show his community what I'm capturing. But he made me send all the work. Anyways, I'm trying to look what Jay's saying. You guys, Jay, you got a problem? People that come here don't have problems, and don't advertise for assholes, especially because everybody knows Secure Team when he's there. Secure team, bro. You see that video of him hitting the mailbox? Oh. You can send mail to Bruce Swartz, P.O. Box 341 Valleyfield, Quebec, Canada, J6S4V6. I love you for the stats. Thank you very much for sharing that. A little help here. Okay, 10-4, Jay. I got it. Now I understand. You weren't talking about me. Got it, man. Sorry about that. And like I said, I get a lot of people here that do watch Tyler and come here, but you can't post fake videos and mix them with real videos because people get confused, you know. And but I get a lot of people that come here that do support Tyler, that like him because they've been following him ever since. Don't forget, guys, I was also a subscriber 10, 20 years following the 30. How long has it been here? 50? No, not that long. But it's all good. What was upsetting is that April Fool's joke that he played for me, and he didn't have me come on. He was supposed to do a live stream. Then he said, well, Bruce, we think he's filming his screen. It's a little weird. And he sort of dissed me on that one, but it's okay. It's okay. Because his community does come by here and they talk a lot about me on this channel, which I noticed. I didn't know that. And that's another thing that I'll probably get hated for when people, you know, mention my name on other channels. If you do it discreetly. Like, don't thrash. Head to Bruce C's. Oh, he's a lot better than you. But if you do, I mean, hey, it's your prerogative. Just kidding. The UFOs are hiding as best they can, but we can see them. That's how I see it. So there's no proof when you see a light under the cloud moving around, because it could be, I guess people want to say it could be anything when it can't really be anything. It's a light moving under the cloud. But it's the benefit of the doubt, and it protects the moon at the same time. So John, how's it going? Much love and respect from Seattle, bro. Thank you very much, John. Peace, man. Love you, man. Yes, I should. Yeah, they are creepy. They piss me off. They appear in front of your house, and you go out and talk to them, and you say, is anything wrong? Did you go up? And they do a bunch of things, and then they leave. I don't know if they're going to get the box of the recordings of my telephone calls, or I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. Not quite paranoid enough yet, but it's getting there. Anybody who knows you, Darlema, knows you are the sweetest. LT Gold 07, thank you very much, man. Yeah, I sort of hate people dissing on Darla. You know, she's the last one that writes bad comments. Well, it was Penny Bunny didn't want Darla going to Game Over 2. You have to look that up. Capital G, capital O, 2, space, Game Over 2. It's a person that I don't know, but has had problems with Penny, and he's trying to expose Tony Mirando because of what he's doing with the kids, guys. I'm not going to mention it here. There's videos of him all over the net. If ever you want to know where those videos are, what he says about kids and about the women, man, is absolutely incredibly not for the internet. But Penny hangs around with that. So it's concerning. It's very concerning. It's what I used to do in the past. Any pedophile page, we used to report them. I remember back on Twitter in the day when it got excessive. It's all over the net, guys. It's disgusting. Your kids maybe even being on the net in images, and they're not telling you because, of course, like any kid wants to be loved, wants to feel loved, shows himself, maybe exposes himself or herself online, and then you're screwed. Then those images are stuck online forever, and some people resort to suicides for that. It's horrible. It's horrible what Tony Mirando is doing. Dennis the Menace, best wishes, man. Thank you so much, bro. I love you for it. Thanks for the generous contributions, man. Yeah, that's right. Gregory Jones. Thanks again, Dennis. For 100,000 beings for 100,000 years, 8 billion beings, us on the moon living and be able. So look at it like you want. If they want to go with the electrolysis there's already a percentage of oxygen on the moon. That's confirmed by all scientists. We're not going to say there's zero oxygen. Hey, guys, I think it's 63% difference there of the moon and the earth. So they say, but we'd have to go up ourselves to see that. I just want to go up there, want to run outside, take a chance, open up my hat. And if I go, and fall, well, so be it. But I'm sure I wouldn't have any problems breathing. Or maybe it's like breathing like you're walking on Mount Everest. Maybe you take a few steps and dense atmosphere. It depends. There's all these possibilities, out there, depending on what the atmosphere, how the atmosphere really is. Red Line's in the house. The cable guy's watching, your stream. Oh, that's funny. That's probably why he took his time to go by. Thanks. What's a penny bunny? 1 cent ride in Vegas. Oh my God, that's a good one. Yeah, and it's sad, guys. It's so horrible. It's sad to see bad channels that are attacking your channel, for example, that are still, not taken down. But in reality, these channels don't have any views or subs, so they give themselves their own subs. But guys, I'm telling you, the attacking of the channels, it's so childish. It is so childish. It's all because I'm approaching 100,000 subs. It's because I have the fundraiser. I have a telescope. And the comments, have any of you read the comments of that gives me tears most of the time? Some of you write the comments, it's like effing too much. The way I've changed some of you and stuff. But it's understandable. I know it's not me changing you. I know it's what I caught. Because when I caught what was on the moon, I totally changed myself. Everything changed. My belief system totally changed. And actually, it's that I was already believing the possibility of something being on the moon. But some people have the belief that there's someone there. And some people have a need for there to be aliens there. Maybe they're not aliens. And I never hid that. Never hid that at all. But what intrigues me is that there's actually someone up there. Just that in itself is so intriguing, that there could be someone up on the moon. NASA is not even the bad ones either, because I'm sure that they're controlled and they have absolutely no choice in doing the job and hiding what they are seeing out there in space. It's not like, oh, what a lucky person. One guy founded NASA and decided, I'm going to explore space for my planet. Nope. They're hired people that are watched. And, Chile in the house. Thank you very much. Chile. Grazie. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Grazie. Italian, not Chilean. But anyways, the language is unlimited. Thanks again, everyone, for taking the time to stop by the channel. It's absolutely amazing, all the support that you guys are giving me. Stop and hover is not allowed to be spoken since 1947. All conventional craft, allowable tech, slavery, Cold War, and arm race with FAF. Yeah, and more of those words, bro, are being hidden. The subjects are taboo. We can't talk too much about certain subjects and mention certain words. It's getting, I think, beyond crazy. Yep, element 115 is now on the periodic table. Absolutely, on the periodic table of elements. Yep. And it wasn't. And when Bob Lazar was the first to mention it, which was a small piece of metal, but the size of this, let's say a triangular piece of metal that goes with 3 points, I think, into the center of the generator or the collider or whatever's in the center, anti-gravity, gyroscope, whatever you want to call it, to fuel the UFOs. So they would go leap with that one piece and just shoop, leap into another dimension with that one piece of metal, which would be, as Bob Lazar said, completely burnt. And that was element 115. It was mentioned, which it's only an SD card. It's not element 115, but it was not on the periodic table. And the governments of all the countries that spoke about it confirmed that there was no element 115 that existed. So now it's on the periodic table of elements. So how many are hidden? Space Cow, thank you so much. I need to know what the F is up there. Like you, Bruce, I must know. Thank you, Space Cow. Thanks, guys. Really generous. I appreciate that. Now, me too. I do have an infatuation right now with the moon because of everything I captured. And I'll be honest with you. Don't pay me a ticket to go up, guys, because I'm definitely going to go up and check out what's up there. And I'm telling you, I feel it. Something, Space Cow, is definitely coming. Let's not hide it, guys. 220 and 221. everything they've admitted about UFOs that the governments never did in the past. Now we can cross our fingers and hope that there are leaks and that information is going to be coming out on about these certain space projects. But I think I think they're pretty hush hush. I don't think they're talking about pretty much any of them anywhere. No more cough drops. I've heard the moon has a saffron yellow. Yes. Straight from John Lear. Yes. John Lear has some images up in his home of my sinus irritum. Did you know that? Structures. It drove his crew mad because people really hate me, the ones that are around John Lear and his friends, and especially his close personal friend that passed away recently, unfortunately, did not like me. Just did not like me at all. John Lear mentioned there being saffron yellow atmosphere was the first I heard when he talked about it. He also believes that there's nuclear reactors on the moon. There's a couple of things he came up with. The moon's a spirit, soul, regenerator, recycling machine, if you want. A couple of things that he said that were a bit out there, but hey, Crimson Drums, I had did you know I had problems with that person right here in my home, hacking my computer, my IP address and stuff like that? John Lear, along with his goon friends, and trust me, John Lear, if you're listening, it's too bad because you believe that my work was real. I know you still do. And it's the people around you that are making you believe that it's not, but inside. I had the chance of John Lear calling me the next Copernicus. And I'm not lying, word for word, and I quote, this is what he said. Bruce is he actually said I was better because he loved seeing what I was showing on the surface. But then I realized I think John Lear is one of the ones that are trying to hide what's on the surface. So before I accuse him of being a double agent or not, you got to look this guy up. He's a very, very special character if he's still around, But the attacks, guys, was surprising. And it was from people that a lot of you appreciate and a lot of you have been watching over the years and stuff like that. It's like a game of Clue. There's somebody out to kill. There's somebody out to keep the secret of what's up there on the moon. And anyone that's going to expose it is going to definitely have a lot of problems. Cable guy, Jim Carrey. Yeah, that's true. And also, you guys know the cable guy, the comedian, the cable guy? He was funny too. Now, he's the one there that talks, does the tow trucks in cars. And apparently the cable guy, Larry the cable guy, sorry, there it is. Larry the cable guy does not have a Southern accent like that, which I love, by the way. It's just a show he's doing, right? He did that to, for cars afterwards. That's why they chose him. But it was just, to add to the fun in the show. So if you guys don't know Larry the cable guy, you definitely have to go see. You got a cable man outside too? Yeah, okay. Or is that the one we're talking about? Yeah. Well, he's gone. He's gone now. The cable man is finally gone. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. I have a little errand I have to go do, ladies and gents. I hope I'll see you all tonight around 8 o'clock and come back and talk about a whole bunch of other things. We didn't talk enough about the oxygen on the moon. Trolls are going to be jumping out of windows when they talk about the oxygen on the moon. What are they going to do? Try to create the atmosphere on the moon? They're doing it on Mars, guys. They said it. They have that. Even that helicopter, that little thingamajig, the Hasbro helicopter they sent to Mars, plastic thing. It's creating oxygen in the atmosphere of Mars. So why? Is it because it's just for Elon, you think? So that he can set up his boring company over there and start boring holes? I don't know. I think there's something huge that's going to come. So, oh yeah, definitely huge. Guys, everyone here today, well, maybe not everyone, depending on what age you are, let's say 40 and less, maybe younger than me. I'm 46. I'm over the hill. I'm done. Don't be insulted, ladies. I'm just talking about a certain thing. If I'm 46, I probably won't see the truth come out, but I don't know. I beg to differ. Maybe in less than 20 years, hopefully, realistically, they would be admitting that that we can go to the moon. Maybe they'll never admit to there ever being someone on the moon, right? Or they're going to say, well, of course there was someone on the moon, but it was secretive because it was protecting Earth from incoming asteroids and meteors. And all they did is set up a small civilization of 1,200 people that were taking care of the moon and the equipment and apparatus there, doing launches and little ships and stuff, most likely. It's all going to come out one day. It's realistic. What I'm saying is realistic. It is realistic. Some people have a hard time imagining outside of this realm. And back took myself up, my workshop, out the way of the Famalam. Hope you're well, my friend Sab the Seeker. See, Annie believes it too. Some are living on the moon. Hey, Gregory Jones. I believe it, Annie. I believe there's someone up there. And if they're not living there, like with houses and going to movies, okay, I can give it that, but I wouldn't rule it out. It could be just there for work. Sure. Maybe it's like base. Maybe the whole moon is like a base, you know. I tend to believe that it would be a reunion point for many different beings from other dimensions and traveling. And maybe it's the source of all secret projects. Who knows? I think it's not even 1%. Like our solar system, guys, is not even 1% of what's out there. So what's going on here at the secret projects, imagine if any of that is going on outside of our solar system. It would be the scariest bloody thing to imagine. So yeah, well, Badger Girl 302, the moon is not an illuminated celestial object. It's a dead astre in French. It's a dead celestial object, supposedly no core. Rang for a bell over an hour when NASA crashed something onto the moon. So we will never know. Like what you're saying could be absolutely right. But again, there should be no light emanating off the surface of the moon. There was mentioned before, could it be the atmosphere, like Beth says? Damn right, it could be the atmosphere on the moon. I believe it 100%. Yes, Space Cow, exactly. Stirring it in real good, and then I'm starting to fan, right? It's going to bring a lot of controversy, a lot of debate about the oxygen. And be sure that already that's going to be the fight with the trolls and the naysayers, is that there's oxygen in the rocks. They have to come to a way to be able to produce the oxygen, and there's nothing confirmed. They could be right. On the other hand, the oxygen could be up there since a long time, like Alfredo was saying, and a couple of other people. If there's smokes, hazes, and dusts, there's an atmosphere, definitely an atmosphere up there. Listen, apparently there's no winds on the moon. I don't believe that. I believe there are winds on the moon. So what's the lunar wave I captured that Crow 77 captured for the first time and then mentioned and even had problems with this channel? And hey, Gregory Jones, thanks a lot, man. Thank you very much for taking the time to come to the channel, guys. I appreciate it. And thanks for subscribing. Those of you who take the chance. Hey, Gregory. I don't know. You notice I'm going to be starting to bug people now. Not bug you, but sort of begging, asking people, have you subbed? Thing I hate the most about the channel, don't forget to click the bell, subscribe, notify us, like the button, the thumbs up, and like, oh, stop. But if they don't ask, if the creators don't ask, no one's going to do it for them. So with that, wabbit, do you now? They are psychotic. Yeah, they really are stats. It's sad. Eh? So sorry you deal with it. Absolutely. But fortunately, the stats, we have some amazing people like you that stop by, and you know, that's what makes up the channel here. Spear thrower. I am going to get off, you guys. I know I usually stay on till. No, I did stay on till 3. It is 3. It's 10 to 3. PNW Survival. Thanks for being here. Does the moon rotate around as it goes around the world? It does. That's what they say, Gate Smasher. Hoorah. They say that it is locked in synchronous motion with us. And when you say it's locked in synchronous motion, I don't even know why they use that term, okay? Because even though it's alongside of us, it is rotating. Earth, it's 24 hours to do the rotation, but the moon takes about 27.7.6.3 days to do a complete rotation, right? So then it goes around, but at the same time as Earth is turning, it says. I never understood that. There's two different times that the moon and the Earth do a complete rotation, supposedly. It's totally odd. It's totally odd. There's things in that. Apparently, yes, it does a complete rotation. It rotates on its axis, again, but it says locked in synchronous motion around Earth. And then they say that it rocks. The moon goes to and from Earth. And I mentioned it way back in 2016. I see other channels mentioning it. Now that I've mentioned it, because not a lot of mention about that, libration and the parallax gives us the opportunity to see the dark side, because as it rolls forward, we can see on the dark side. And as it rolls back, it would show us the underneath. So there's always a ridge, an edge that you can see all along the moon that shows you craters from the dark side that you don't usually see in Earth's side of the moon. So depending on when it's at its most outer proportion and turned away, we could see a whole bunch of different lines. And then what you want to do is you want to hope that the Terminator line, at that moment is showing a couple of more areas. You might just see 100 kilometers further behind the Earth side, but you could still, because of the rocking of the moon, that's what it does. So the moon is going like this. No, the moon is continually going like this. And when it goes like that, it goes close and then it goes far. So it rocks close. And I assure you, the motion that I'm showing you is the exact motion they say the moon does. So that's what happens. It's not, you think, oh, everything's just turning, right? It's not. It's not. It's going like this. So that would mean Earth would be at the same time going like this, and you'd have the two objects in space going like this. You look like a moron, eh? But it's true. I spent years trying to understand the motion of the planets, how they're going around in space, and it's like, woof, really odd. Guys, I'm going to cut you off right here and now so I can go get that errand done real quickly and come back to check the cable truck. And I will be on tonight at 8 o'clock. And this evening, I will be getting another video up. We're going to look at some oxygen blue line images. We're going to look at some color on the surface. And then I won't have to show you the color image we just saw of the moon, or maybe I'll stick it in for those that weren't here seeing it. There are colors on the moon. That's for sure. Because it looks like he has a hangover law, and he was doing so good helping. Yeah, actually, yeah, he looks pretty down, eh? He's a little bent over on himself too. So, hey, and again, CE5 Circle Channel. Thanks again so much. I'm on the wrong side now. Thanks again so much for the amazing image that I went and got laminated. So that's Skinny Bob. Get some energy. That's a Roswell alien, 4.5 feet, an exact reproduction of the alien from Roswell. So it's a stuffed real alien. I bought the body and I stuffed him so I could keep him on the wall. So the moon does rotate supposedly as it goes around Earth, but it just doesn't have the same time. It doesn't make any sense. When you look at it, it rocks back and forth, right? All we see is this. We see the moon do this, a little bit, that, but we never see it go like that, which makes no sense. But again, they came to the conclusion that it's because of locked in synchronous motion. It affects the tides and everything here. Think of it, what it's doing. PNW survival and everyone. It is serious, Annie. It really is. That's the thing. It is so serious. Definitely so serious. Yeah. Richard Barton had a hard time with videos having mentioned that silly name. Absolutely. You said it, Tony. You could be sure. Obviously, grow houses on the moon, vegetations, everything from weed to tomatoes. Seriously hydroponics. It grows well. It's in water, and that's what they're doing. Stick a bunch of rocks and balls and keep those rocks wet, and that's it. Grow lights, massive long trenches. They could build thousands and thousands of I mean, tons, hundreds of thousands of tons of vegetables and stuff like that. Could they not? Seems to me. 100%. My husband's name is Bruce, and everyone loves Bruce. Bruces are cool guys. In general, all of them are. I would love to meet the people that are in our planet. Well, it turns out, Baja girls, that the guys inside the planets, they're called Bruce. They have the names Bruce also inside the planet. It would be amazing. And I'll be honest with you, we have an interaction with them more than we think, I believe. And possibly on a positive note, they're protecting us against many, many things. So maybe that is why they tell us that we have a higher being and someone protecting us, and that they will never let Earth be destroyed. And maybe it's literally what we are witnessing. Ed's Emporium. I had the biggest problems with Copernicus, man, and Tycho talking about the shit there, man. Incredible. In Expanse, the Mockingbirds. That's awesome. Tycho Station in Expanse. I'll show you a picture in the next video of what looks like forests inside a Tycho crater. So where that white reflectivity is on the surface, sometimes I do get a green back. So ladies and gents, I'll talk to you all really, really soon. Sorry for each and every one of you of the comments that I missed, but I have to get off and do my errand. I'll be back to get a video up for you all. Thanks for the likes and for subscribing and for taking the time to come back and see the videos and for subscribing. I thank you all very much. Thanks, mods. Thanks for the generous contributions to everyone. Peter, everybody. Thanks, guys. Talk to you all very, very soon. See you in a couple of hours. It's 3 o'clock. I'll see you in 5 hours.